Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on BetCraft. It's another very beautiful Tuesday morning. And once again, we are back with our predictions as usual. We always look at football games that are happening across the globe and also getting stats and the historical, results for each of these teams. Using those results, we all use it to make verdicts on the matches that are happening today. All right, that's what we're going to do in a short while. But before we head on, we want to ask those of us coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe, take our time to hit the subscription button so that you'll be missing out on our football predictions that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, that being said, today is another big day for football, and we have the Champions League match between Inter Milan and Barcelona happening today. That happened to be the first match of the day, and it's a very big one, and we've seen the first leg how it panned out. We saw the two teams playing out a 3-3 draw, very electrifying match on that occasion. But in this very one, we are going to look closer at this very match, and we could see that for start for Inter Milan in the last 6 games, they've had just one victory in the last 6 matches that they had, as well as 2 draws and 3 losses. And Barcelona, their away side, have been achieving doing very well in recent time. Winning 4 games in the last 6 matches and also having one draw as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games for Barcelona. Okay, and when you take a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see for playing from home, Inter Milan have done so very well, winning 7 matches and a draw in the last 10 home match. And they've also lost 2 games, all right. The last 3 home games that they had so far. So they're losing 2 games to Roma and Milan, and also winning 1, which was happened against the Hellas Verona. But Barcelona have actually won 9 games in the last 10 away games that they had so far, losing just 1 to Borussia Dortmund in the second leg of the quarterfinal tie. And when we put all this together, we see that in this very match, a lot of goals are expected as well. And but I'm going for the away side, the FC Barcelona, to pick the ticket to the final, winning against Inter Milan. So my verdict for this very encounter is actually the away side to win. That's what we expect for this very game, okay? And we've seen Barcelona doing so very well from away. We saw how they won against Atletico Madrid in recent times, but I also expect to see that very win play out in this very one. So away win, that's our verdict, okay? The next game that I have for you today, okay, is in South Africa Premier League, where we'll have Golden Arrows who will be up against the Orlando Pirates. Okay, for the home side, they've just managed a single victory and 2 draws. They've also lost 3 games out of the last 6 recent encounters. Okay, and the way side, Orlando Pirates, it is 2 victories and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 games. All right, when you look at how these two teams perform from home and away basis, you can see that for the home side, Golden Arrows have managed just 2 victories, and they've also had 4 draws, but have lost 4 matches in the last 10 home games, and their last 2 home matches that they had, so they're losing to Stekelenburg and Amazulu on that occasion. And for Orlando Pirates, their away side, they've done very well. They've won 5 games from the last 10 away matches. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 3 games. All right, the last 2 away games that they had, so they're losing to Pyramids FC of Egypt, and also winning against Kaizer Chiefs by 2-1. So it is a side that does very well in South Africa, and the last meeting on head-to-head meeting, we saw Orlando Pirates beating this very side by 7-1. Prior to that, we also saw them, doing so very well against Golden Arrow. They've always been able to achieve result against Golden Arrow in the last 4 meetings between these two sides. I've seen Orlando Pirates winning on all 4s, and in this very one, we are going for the away side, Orlando Pirates, to do very well and win out shortly here. It is the away side to win. That's what we expect for that very game. And the next that we have for you today is in Austrian League 2, where we'll have a Striping who will be facing a Leifering. Okay, for Striping, the home side, they've had 3 victories and 2 draws, but also they've lost 1 game in the last recent 6 matches. And the away side, Leifering, have won 4 matches out of the last 6 games. They've also lost 2 matches out of those. When you take a look at how these two teams fared on home and away perspective, you can see that Striping, the home side, have actually been able to achieve 5 victories and 2 draws. They've also lost 3 matches in the last 10 home games, and the away side, Leifering, have also won 5 games and a draw, but have lost 4 matches in the last 10 away games. The last 2 away games that they had saw them winning all 2, and the last two home games for the home side. So Strife winning one and losing one against Florida, Floridova on that occasion. Okay, but on head-to-head basis, you see that last time they met was in October of last year, and it was Liverpool who played from home, and they won on that occasion by 2-1. And also the last two meetings for both sides saw Liverpool beating this very side by 2-1. The last three head-to-head meetings for both sides produced over 2.5, and in this very one, we are going for the home side, striping to achieve a result here, to actually win outrightly. So home to win outrightly. That's what we're fighting for that very game, okay? And the next is in Romania League 2, where we have Argis who will be facing Scola Rezita. Okay, for Argis, the home side, in the last 6 games, they've been able to achieve 4 victories and a draw, but also they've lost 1 match out of the last 6 games that they had at recent times. And the way side, Scola Rezita have managed 4 draws and losing 2 matches out of the last 6 games. Okay, when you look at how these two teams perform from home and away basis, you can see that Argis, the home side, have done very well, winning 7 matches and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also lost 1. The last 4 home matches that they have, so they're winning all 4. And Scola Rosita playing from away have also done very well for themselves, winning 6 matches in the last 10 away games, and they've also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses. And the last 4 away games that they had, sort of winning 2 and drawing the other 2. But on head-to-head basis, it was Argis who won the last meeting between these two sides, which happened last month, and it was Argis who won from away on that occasion by 1-0. And in this very one, we are going for goals verdict in this very one, and it is a minimum of 2 goals to appear in this very encounter. It is an over 1.5. That's what we expect for this very encounter. Okay, the next is in Swedish Super 10, Swedish second division, where we have Vasteras who will be up against Kalmar. Okay, for Vasteras, in the last 6 matches, I've seen 2 victories and 3 draws. They've also lost 1 match out of the last 6 recent encounters. And the way side, on the other hand, the Kalmar have won 4 games out of the last 6 matches. They've also, had 2 draws out of those, recent 6 matches that they had so far. But when you look at how these two teams perform from home and away basis, you can see Vasteras have actually done very well, winning 6 games and the other 4 being a draw. They've not lost a single match in the last 10 home games that they had. And the Kalmar, the way side, have had 3 victories, but also had 5 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 10 away matches. Okay, on head-to-head basis, the last 2 meetings between these two sides saw Vasteras always winning against this very side. The last meeting was actually in August of last year. We saw Vasteras from home beating this very side by 2-1. But in this very one, we are going for the home side to not lose, Vasteras to either win or draw in this very encounter. So home win or draw, that's our value for that very encounter. And that brings our positions for you today on BetCraft to a conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and hope you to get goal screeners. Remember to also play responsibly, as these are football matches. All right, sometimes it may surprise, but we pray for winning in this one. So hopefully we're going to achieve our aims in this very winning all our tickets. Okay, winning all our games rather. And tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out on our predictions, but until that time, keep winning.